So back in the later 80s, and I saw Terry Bozzio play his ostinato presentation when it was in its very early stages. He had a very small kit. Now it's so massive, it's ridiculous. I think I would get lost behind it. You need a GPS, I think, to run it. But the idea was very cool, very hip, and basically, as I recall, he said he just took Ted Reed's syncopation as his starting point to build up his melodies. So the very first melody I'm going to share with you is just a triplet-based one. I'm going to play the back 2 8th note triplets on my small tom. And in this setting, I'm just going to play the melody on the cymbal because I think that's a nice color, and just start light. We don't have to get heavy-handed. And here we go. 1, 2, ostinato. 1, 2. Very nice way to build up, again, separation. You know, in terms of playing drums, there are opportunities to play drum solo. So you want to think creatively and build up some vocabulary to have a little bit of game. Remember, that's a very small portion of what we do, but it is very valuable to build up that headroom and get yourself moving around the kit so that you have, you know, a couple of ditties in your back pocket you can pull out and scare some people. But that was a good exercise, again, for separation so that your limbs had a little bit more development to play things that you could play, you know, what do I mean? Just to play more freely against the ride cymbal and the tom or the snare drum or however you want to voice your playing. So that's one way, and I'll do the next way. So going back to that same theme of the early Terry Bozzio approach, the ostinatos, let's do it now where we make some melodies. So I'm going to take that same melody, and I'm going to play it on the floor tom to start. I'm going to play my ostinato on the left hand, on the small tom. Let's get that running. Now we can add some system and thought process again to create some melody moves, and etc. Where I might start is playing, you know, the 1s and 3s on the floor tom and the 2s and 4s on the snare drum, just to build up a simple, logical, adaptable way of playing it so I can think it through and be consistent too at the same time, and maybe discover some cool things about that. So let's try that. We're going to play 1s and 3s here, 2s and 4s here. 1, 2, 3. And again, it starts to bring up some issues of how you're moving from your floor tom to your snare drum with that all-important ostinato going on. So those are good, and I really found those to be helpful. Again, the literal takeaway wasn't the big thing for me. The thing I got out of it was just feeling more comfortable to have my left hand in this position up here and not feel fatigued and feel like I had to drop. So you want to be able to build up stamina in the different positions of where we want our instruments so you can be supportive of the stick in that position. As well, always think of the ergonomical position of all your instruments. Where are your cymbals? Where are your toms? You know, if you got a cymbal way up here, it may not be a real easy strike. Or if your toms are too high. So think about, you know, the positioning of everything to support what you do with your technical development.